What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel DL Peck Fishing. We're coming back at you with another video, and this week we are talking Humminbird. That's right, Humminbird has some new products, and this information is being leaked all over the internet, on Facebook, all over the place. So we're going to get into talking about their new fish finder called the XPLORE. Okay, the XPLORE is out, as well as the long anticipated megalive 2. Yeah, that's right. Humminbird has a new and an approved forward facing sonar, and we're going to get into all that. I have collected all of this information for you guys in one presentation. So let's get into it. But first, I'm gonna kind of tell you how I got wind of all of this. Is back in September of this year, there was a Facebook group that I'm a part of, and someone leaked some information about megalive 2 coming out. And I was actually in the middle of working on an issue with Humminbird dealing with megalive 1. And so I thought I'd send them a screenshot and ask them, hey, is this true? Are you guys having, megalive 2 coming soon? And based on that response, I knew then that something was coming. So now we're here. Information is being leaked. I'm sure we'll hear something from Humminbird soon. But yeah, it's out here, y'all. So let's get into what I've collected for you guys, and we'll go over it. All right, guys, so let's get into the XPLORE. So the XPLORE 12-inch unit, here it is. It reminds me of the Solix design, actually, especially looking at the map card location and the type of door that it has. Looks like a lot like Solix, as well as the buttons, although the buttons look a little bit sleeker than what the Solix has. But as far as the overall screen, it looks a lot like the Solix unit at initial, thoughts. So let's get into the front of the XPLORE. Now in this picture, I used the XPLORE 9-inch. As you can see, you have a touch screen with buttons. I mentioned the buttons are a plus, especially for those who, are used to the Helix units, because the Helix units were not touch screens. So this is definitely a plus to have both the touch screen and the buttons if you're used to that. Initial thoughts for this unit is that, to me, it's sleek. And I mentioned that it's similar to the Solix. And then of course, the buttons look like there's some type of soft touch buttons. So that looks pretty cool to me as well. Going down here below, I read somewhere in some documentation that you can actually have programmable buttons that you can add to the screen here. So I'll be interested in seeing how that works, but I think that's a nice feature if that's the case. I also noticed that you have 3 programmable One Boat Network buttons. So basically, if you have Raptors, those are shallow water anchors, of course. You can Bluetooth those to the One Boat Network. So that is a nice feature, to be able to have multiple buttons that you can program there. And then also new that I've seen out of all of these buttons is that you have a navigation icon. So I believe that may be the go-to button, likely. I could be wrong, but I noticed on the Solix it does say go-to here, so maybe that's a replacement for that. And then also I noticed that you have a waypoint marker button here, so you can set your waypoints right off the bat. So pretty cool looking screen on this. I'm pretty impressed with the design. Looks nice. All right, so next we have the XPLORE side profile. My initial thoughts about this is that it has thicker housing in the back here. I noticed that they changed the control knobs. That looks pretty smooth. And then you have a slightly different gimbal mount. So it looked like it sits off in an angle um, more than the Helix did. So that looks very nice. So XPLORE, this is the back profile. Looks like you have a power connector here on this first slot. You have NEMA 2000. Then you have a network slot, and you also have sonar here. So the back of this really reminds me of the Solix, what they have set up back here. So, all right, so let's get into XPLORE the details. Let's see here. XPLORE Fish Finder series with stunning HD. Okay, so we're gonna stop right there. I want to talk a little bit about how this screen may look. And what I've done was I compared some of Hummingbird's top tier products, which is the Apex and the Solix, to this new XPLORE. So to give you an idea of how this resolution is going to look on this screen, Apex units are full HD. They are 1920 by 1080 resolution. And the XPLORE units are 1280 by 800 resolutions. So for comparison with the Solix to XPLORE, it's also a 1280 by 800. So if you ever seen a Solix, it has a pretty sharp looking screen, a clean screen. So for it to look like a Solix will be really, really good. The Apex is on a whole nother level. That's full HD. That's even better. But the fact that this XPLORE is, you know, comparing up against a Solix, I'm very satisfied with that. All right, so jumping back over into the models, look like the XPLORE is available in 9, 10, and 12-inch displays. It says here that it gives you quick access to everything through a lightning fast touchscreen. So that sounds pretty awesome. Getting over into key features and technologies, I won't go through all of these, but some of the things that stands out here is that it's optimized for forward-facing sonar. You can support Mega, which is megalive 2, megalive, and also Mega 360. Dual spectrum chirp. It has a new waypoint management system. And then, of course, multiple screens and mounting options. Let's see. This is also a plus. It got the Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth built in. That's pretty awesome. And then it sounds like it includes all the cabling that you need with side imaging, transducer, power cable. And it says here that if you have a Apex series, look like the connections are pretty much the same as an Apex series. Chart compatibility, looks like it has an internal GPS with Humminbird base mount built in. And it has auto chart. That's good. Auto chart live is included. And then this is also compatible with Humminbird Lake Master, Coast Master, and Navionic charts. So that's a good thing. Of course, it's one boat network compatible. So it sounds like you can share waypoints between XPLORE and your phone via the One Boat Network app. So that all sounds good there. Let's move on. Okay, so more product overview information. This screenshot appears to be from some sort of product overview manual. If you can see down there below, this looks like it's page 7 of something. But basically some of the things that are listed here were not in the other screenshot. For example, it includes Lake Master and Coast Master VX mapping card, 1 foot contour smart strike. So is it saying that it's going to have a VX mapping card to come with it? It says it's included there. So that would be pretty cool for that to come with it. Also appears to have a 2-year warranty with an additional 1 year when the consumer registers the product. So that's pretty normal with Humminbird. A lot of the other things over here we went over already. That seems pretty consistent. Under the enhancement section, we spoke about the cross touch interface. I call them buttons, but um, I think that's the proper name for it. The in-pane touch targets that's within the touch screen. I think that's where you can actually, customize some of those buttons on the touch screen. And then I noticed anti-glare edge-to-edge screen display. So that's nice. I guess when the sunlight is hitting the screen in a certain direction, you can still see it, as well as support for whatever shades that you have on as well. Let's see, pretty much everything else we went over. Everything seems pretty standard from the past. I did notice that it said here you got dual band GPS for better position accuracy. So that may be something new. All right, let's move on to the next section. All right, so next we're going to get into the Helix units and where Helix customers stand in all of these upgrades. All right, so is Helix getting the boot? Appears it will not be compatible with megalive 2, which we'll get into megalive 2 in a bit. And there may be some other features within these units that are not compatible. However, I think the number one question would be, is it networkable or compatible with sharing waypoints, across the one boat network like it is today? So what I done was I pulled this page. I've used it in the past. It's on Hummingbird's website. It's basically a network sharing Humminbird to Humminbird. And if we just briefly go over there quickly, let's see here. On this page, it basically tells you what information is shared when I network my Humminbird units together. So for example, if I scroll down here, it'll kind of tell you when networked together via Ethernet, Apex, and Apex, Solix, and Solix, or Apex and Solix, models will share the following information. If you go down here, it talks a little bit more specifically about the Helix and Solix networking together with Apex models, and they will share, if they were on the same network, they would still share waypoints, advanced GPS navigation information and control, 360, and all that good stuff. Well, actually, there's a note here for, for example, Helix and Solix, Apex will not share Mega 360 with each other, that sort of thing. But key for what I would be looking for and many others, can you still get your waypoints and advanced GPS navigation information? So is that the case for, XPLORE and Helix, for example? So hopefully we'll still have some kind of networking capability together, but that's not confirmed and it's not on this site yet, but that'll be one of the things that we're looking for. All right, so next I want to talk about the sources of this information. Here's what we know and why we know it thus far. Things are starting to leak out here about the Humminbird products that's coming out. And if you dig hard enough, you can find a lot of the information that I've already found that's out there on the internet. Basically what's happening is vendors, they're starting to list the XPLORE and the megalive too early. And then for whatever reason, they're removing it off their site. And the problem is that the Google search engine has cached some of the information that they thought they removed. So I've seen pricing and, all sorts of things out there that was already listed. So then you also have Europe showing these products at conferences. And, we're starting to get new images. And that's how we got some of the images in this presentation. Also, you have leaks from various websites and Facebook groups. So that's a rundown of the sources, the reason why I have information and several others. So let's move on to the next slide. All right, guys. So for this presentation, I got most of my information from these two sources: the Humminbird Mega Live Imaging Group that is out on Facebook, as well as the Bass Boat Central website. I found that these two sources has the most information about XPLORE and megalive so far. If you want to follow those areas and learn more, they are definitely posting things. Those sites are hot right now. So here I'm actually going to post some potential price points. These are unconfirmed. This is just my research that I previously mentioned. I reviewed the sales prices that are posted outside the United States. And then I also, used a conversion tool to draw us a better picture of the price ranges that we would be expecting. With that, and also some of the pricing that are being leaked that they're on the web, with some of these vendors posting the prices, I just came up with some ranges that we can look at here. So let's start with the XPLORE 9. XPLORE 9 looks like it may be between $1,400 and $1,600. The XPLORE 10 looks like it'll be between $1,900 and $2,200. And then XPLORE 12 between $2,500 and $2,800. So I will say I've seen the most price points on that XPLORE 12. Not so much on the 9 and 10. Those are kind of guesstimates and kind of ranges with the Helixes. But that 12 I've seen posted a couple times around that $2,700 range. I found another one last night. So I think I'm pretty close there. But like I said, all of this is unconfirmed, speculation, guesses right now, but hopefully it'll somewhat prepare us to what we may be paying for these units. With that being said, let's get on to the next slide and talk a little bit about megalive 2. Okay, guys, megalive 2. There's a new sheriff in town for forward-facing sonar. And based on the research that I've done so far on the megalive 2, this transducer will not be compatible with the Helix units. It's only going to be compatible with the Apex, Solex, and of course the new XPLORE unit. And I tell you, the buzz right now in a lot of these forums is that it's already upsetting the diehard Humminbird family. And those who has the Helix units are not very happy about this. However, I completely understand them needing to get more processing power to draw those images that some of their competitors have at their so far. So it'll be nice, if the price points stay pretty much close to the Helixes. I think, we appreciated that over the years. These units were not very expensive. And so I think that's why so many of them out there, but it's definitely time for a change. So I'm all in for it. So unconfirmed sources, again, like we were doing in the XPLORE slides, I'm hearing that the pricing may be comparable to the last year's megalive model. I don't know if that's 100% true, but it may be. And we've seen some images where it's also attached to the target lock. So hopefully it'll still have the functionality that the current transducer has, the megalive 1, to the target lock, but I haven't seen anything where those would be compatible. But I think I've seen it on one of the, I guess, conferences or shows that they had the megalive displayed up. It seems like it was on the target lock mount. So, and also one key thing about, Humminbird is that they don't have a black box like some of their other competitors. So far, I hadn't heard anything about a black box. I think maybe all the technology is still in the unit as well as the transducer. So that'd be very nice. And for those who have Solixes already, this is a definite win for Solix users because it'll be a plug and play, and actually Apex users, I'm sure. So it'll just be plug and play for those guys. And they don't necessarily have to upgrade to the XPLORE unless they want to add more graphs, etc. So that's what we know so far about the megalive 2. Okay, guys, so This is the megalive versus the megalive 2 transducer, both models here on the screen. And it appears to have the same or close to the same housing. I'm not sure if they're the same size or not, but I was thinking that the new model looked a little bit smaller, but it just may be the angle of the transducer. But overall, I just cannot wait to see how these new images are going to look. In my opinion, this new forward-facing sonar, it has to be comparable to the top brand that's out there right now. If it's not, then just, it may not be a good look for Humminbird, in my opinion, just my opinion. But my feeling is that they may have gotten this right, and I'm excited about seeing the images, like I said. Also, I mentioned in the previous slide, I haven't seen the black box. Maybe it'll be the same connections and things like that to hook this up. But that's definitely a win and a plus not to have that additional hardware. Secondly, of course, the XPLORE will have a faster and more responsive processor in this new unit. So I'm expecting this imaging to look just fantastic. But as far as the design, it looks a little bit different from the previous model transducer. I mean, as you can see up top here, where it actually does the scanning or pinging, it's sitting a little bit higher on top. I hope that they got the whole, what was it called, mask. We had to get these masks to put over this front part here, to prevent those double returns that some folks were getting on their images. But hopefully that's resolved and there is no need for a mask. But just looks like a little bit different design. It looks nice. So that's all, folks. That is the megalive 2 transducer. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I cannot wait for these new images to come out. I cannot wait for this product to hit the shelves so we can start reviewing them and dropping you more content. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video so we can push out this content to other Humminbird and whoever else wants to see it out there on YouTube. We'll see you in the next video. Take care and tight lines.